it's just some things you can't do no more, and some places you can't go no more. Some things you say you can't say anymore.
On Bourbon Street or not, but
Corinthians said this is oil. It's probably big. What is bigger than oil? This thing is diamonds. Like, it's like so massive.
Not gonna do this with y'all. Y'all not gonna. This is cyberbullying, right? What's up, bro?
hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Happy Thursday to you.
Man, happy Thursday to you too, man. We're back at it again.
We back at it again, Corinthian. It's kicking it with the Kellys, and I'm so glad y'all are tuning in to come kick it with us. Come kick it with us. Corinthian, it's 8:30. We kind of had to change our time. 8 o'clock it's late enough and it's ideal, but it's not ideal in some situations when we're trying to get home and do all this stuff.
You exactly right. You're exactly right. This the 8 o'clock time would have been pushing it for me.
Right.
It would have been pushing. It would have been pushing it for me.
We would have been pushing.
But you can do this when it's your own show.
When it's your own show.
When it's your own show, you can do it. You set the time,
Corinthian, man, listen, we had a wonderful talk last week, man. I'm still thinking about what we value and everything. It was pretty cool, and we got a lot of feedback from some visitors and guests, and hopefully that we can implement those topics that we discuss at the end. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely. Wonderful discussion, wonderful, feedback from the folks that tuned in and kicked it with us. So, yeah.
Corinthian, I'm on spring break. And Corinthian, I'm on spring break. Corinthian, I've been working with Access now. This is my 11th year. So I've had 11 spring breaks.
Man, hey, Arthur, for the viewing audience that doesn't know, man, can you tell them a little bit about Access? What is Access? What you do?
Yeah, Corinthian, I work for a nonprofit, Access College Foundation. We've been around since 1988, and we've been helping kids go to college or find a pathway to college, whether it be through community college, 4-year, whether they're not looking for that, route, they're looking for more apprenticeship or trade or even military. And my organization, we are a scholarship organization where we manage scholarships for a lot of different donors. So students who apply for the Access Scholarship, they're not just getting the Access Scholarship, they're getting scholarships from generous donors and stakeholders that we have had made throughout our years. And, it's just a wonderful organization to work with. And a lot of kids have gone to college or, found the money. We've helped find money to go to school. The FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is a big portion of what we do, and helping parents and families and students fill out that FAFSA to see what they're eligible for as far as need-based money or gift aid and non-gift aid. And then obviously we help students find a lot of scholarships through other organizations and through our own. So I love what I do. 11 years, I worked at a lot of different high schools. I managed a lot of different high schools, and I've seen a lot of students walk across that stage.
Man, ain't that a great feeling, man? Ain't that a great feeling?
It's a great feeling, and to even go a step further, me and the Kelly family just received something in the mail today from a former student when I was coaching. She was our manager. Her mom, made our lunches, dinners before games and stuff like that. And she went on the Virginia Tech fall visitation trip. And I told her about the trip. I said, you should go. You're a prime candidate to go to this fall visitation program. And Corinthian, She is graduating this year. We just received the invitation to her graduation party, but she's graduating as a double major
Wow.
in biology and neuroscience
Wow.
with a minor in chemistry, and went to college for free, man. Granted, but her
Hey
mom is so
man.
appreciative because I told her about the trip. I was just coaching at Indian River. I wasn't the
Yeah.
access advisor for them, but I
Yep.
told them about the trip, and they got on. They went, and she's graduating cum laude. That's that's what Kia wanted me to tell y'all. So yeah,
Wow.
it's just amazing, man. But I got success stories, tried and true. And another success story, Corinthian. I was just at Virginia Tech for a trip that I went on, and
Yep.
obviously you told me, you gave me a task. I said I'm gonna stick to this task, man. You said, Arthur, go to my old dorm and see if they still have the plaque from what was it, the
Eager Squad.
Eager
Eager
Squad.
Squad. Hmm.
Do they still have the plaque for the Eagle Squad up there? So I said, okay, I'm gonna find it. I ran across the drill field.
Yeah, yeah. Look, look. You
I
know
was
the
searching
stuff.
high
You
and
know the
low. I came
locations. Yeah,
across Kelly Hall. I took a
yeah.
picture,
Yep. Yep.
named after Corinthian.
You know. You know where we at. You know how we do.
I ran over there, and Corinthian, because of COVID and because of security, the dorm is locked. I couldn't get in.
Everything locked down.
So
Everything locked down.
Corinthian, listen, man, because you were in Heidi Tidy,
Hmm.
and you were in the Corps. I was going to ask this guy. He was walking towards me. He had on his uniform and everything. He was walking
Hmm.
towards me, and I said, but then his friends called his name. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I can't ask them. They stayed
Yep.
around for a little bit, but I was like, I didn't want to interrupt them. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay. I kept walking. A young lady, also in uniform, was walking. She was about across the street. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disturb you. It looks like you're in a hurry. But could you just point me to whatever dorm or
Yeah.
whatever? I'm
Yeah.
trying to find out if they have the plaques because they got new dorms.
Yep.
It's the Eager Squad plaque. My brother was a '08 graduate, and I know the plaques are hanging up. She was like, well, you can check this dorm here or whatever. And then she said, if it's not in there, it's probably in my dorm. I have seen a lot of plaques hanging up.
Hmm.
So lo and behold, I went over there. I couldn't get in. So I gave up because I had left the tour group, Corinth. I was on a mission, right? I
Yep.
get back. We're eating lunch. I get back. And my coworker. Now, how many students are at Virginia Tech?
When I was there, it was like 16,000. It might be
Wait, no,
20,000 on that
it's like
campus.
20. It's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
exactly. Yeah.
So I go back into lunch, Corinthian,
Hmm.
and my coworker was like, she said, I think one of my former students just saw you. She was like, it was a guy that was walking around campus asking for.
Asking, soliciting
She was like,
information.
but my coworker said, "Yep, that's Mr. Kelly. That's Mr. Kelly. He left us." Corinthian, lo and behold,
Yep.
the young lady, and I still got to send her the Starbucks gift card. The young lady said, well, this is the picture of what he was looking for. And she sent it to my coworker. She's from our area, Corinthian, and she was from Suffolk. And
Wow.
my coworker was her advisor. I didn't tell her I was with Access. I didn't tell her nothing.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, so that look at God, man. I was like, this
Arthur,
can't even.
Arthur, you couldn't even make that story up like in a million years because, like you were saying, y'all were back on campus and the students were on campus.
Right.
And
right.
like
They
I
had just
said,
got back that day because it was spring break was over for them. They had just got back that day.
Arthur, and I'm not exaggerating, it's over 16,000 students on that campus.
Yeah.
Out of all 16,000 students, you meet the one.
meet the one.
Meet the one that's connected to our area.
Wow.
That knows. and just happened to align while y'all were there.
Oh, Corinthian, I couldn't write a better
Man.
story, man.
You couldn't write a better story. So I really appreciate that, man. Arthur, my brother sent me a picture. I had the privilege and the opportunity to be a Virginia Tech grad and as well as a Virginia Tech Corps of Cadets grad. And I take great pride in that because during that time, honestly, out of my graduating class, the class of '08, there were 3 black cadets that graduated in 2008.
Are
I
you
was one of them.
serious?
There was 3 black cadets that had started in freshman year and finished and were
Wow.
graduating from the Corps. There's 3 of us.
Wow.
One of them is a lawyer and gonna be a judge magistrate, and the other a female cadet, and another one is a film critic and worked in New
Wow.
York, and me, right?
Wow.
Out of all the cadets, it was probably 250, 300 that graduated out of that class in 2008. Since then, the Corps has grown. The
Yeah.
Corps, I
Yeah.
mean, has grown exponentially to the point where they're building new dorms and all that kind of stuff. But I had an opportunity to leave a footprint there. I got a chance to be. My company was band company. I was in the regimental band, the Hottie
Wow.
Tidies.
Wow.
Had an opportunity to travel through being in the band. We marched in a presidential inaugural parade. We marched
Yeah.
in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. I
Yeah.
flew on my first airplane in life through the band.
Yeah.
Our women's basketball team, I was on the pep band. Our women's basketball team gets into the NCAA tournament. Their first game is the regional area is Penn State. So we got on a chartered plane
Yeah.
and flew up to Penn State. That was the first time I'd ever been on a plane.
Oh
Because you
yeah.
know how we grew up, we won't
Yeah. Oh
fly
yeah.
in.
Great. The
Yeah,
only plane we
you
could
know
go
what I'm
over
saying?
to Patrick Henry Airport if we wanted to. We
Yeah,
was just gonna look at
we
them
could
take
go
off.
look. We could watch them take
We was
off and
window
hear them take
shopping.
off. We was window shopping. But so I was afforded a lot of opportunities through that program. I have some buds from my program that are literally 13 and 14 years into the military.
That's amazing, dude.
I mean, doing some amazing things. I'm talking about flying in jets,
Yeah.
uh, being on submarines,
And the only
being
reason why you
captains.
not doing that because you had asthma.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not 13 years in the United States Air Force right now is because I grew up with childhood asthma. But it's really, the statement, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
God had other plans for me. I was supposed to make
Oh.
some impact in other places, but you always take the experience you learned, the things that I learned in that program, I still incorporate today.
Oh, I love it, Corinthian. Corinthian. Sure. Hey, Kia. Kia said some buds. Cherie, what's up, Cherie? Hey,
What's going
being
on,
a
Sheree?
saxophone player, I know. Matter of fact, Cherie taught me how to play the piano. Corinthian.
I know
But
that's right.
but you said the pep band. Obviously, that was my through the pep band was my first air experience as well.
Look,
You
Arthur,
know,
Arthur, tell him how you was about to be in the military yourself.
Corinthian, oh, they don't want to hear that. Corinthian, I was
Arthur, they
almost
might
saying,
be
listen,
tapping us. You was about to be
Corinthian,
in the
you know,
Marine
I
Corps.
grew up. We were music. I played a trumpet and French horn. And matter of fact, I switched to French horn my senior year of high school because our first chair French horn is all state. And rest in soul, Devon Hunter passed away of cancer, man. Man, that is a talent gone way too soon.
Yeah.
He left to go to another high school, so my band director asked if I could switch, and I did, and it became kind of fluid to me as far as playing, and I can make it sound good.
Your vibrato, was on point.
So
man. I ain't even front on.
But obviously the military recruiters were at the school. I was unsure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something, but I was unsure. They got me, so I tried out for the Marine Band. I had the wrong music. I didn't understand accompaniment and the actual trumpet music. So I actually played the wrong piece. So they said because I played the wrong piece, that disqualified. They couldn't use that as the litmus test to get
They
in.
couldn't score it. They
So
couldn't
they couldn't
score it
score it.
based off. Yeah.
But they told me pretty much that I was in. They just had to hear the real piece again. And I did this on trumpet. But at the same time, I was also auditioning for Old Dominion's band for a music scholarship, right? Mm-hmm. So I did that, and I had to reschedule my military performance again. Well, in that span of time, I had received my acceptance to Old Dominion.
Yep.
And I had also received a music scholarship. So I was like, I'm not going into the military.
Oh, I'm not going. I'm not going no more.
So I'm not going. But Corinthian, I did it the wrong way, probably. Yeah. The day that the recruiter comes to pick me up to go take me down to the recruiting station in Hampton at the Marine, I was doing for the Marine band. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm not going. So I sent you downstairs to tell them that I'm not coming out there.
Man, Arthur had me tell a tale. You know how you can't say lie? Arthur had me lie, but you know you gotta say tell a tale. Arthur had me tell a tale to the Marine Corps in his dress uniform. He had the black top and the blue dress. He had his dress uniform, his service dress uniform, his hat, everything, the white hat, and stuff. And I was in there. It was like, my brother is not here. He was like, well, we have an appointment today. I was like, he's not here. I don't think he's gonna be back. I'm sitting up there telling the tale. I didn't committed perjury.
Mom didn't let you finish, so I had to get on so the recruiter came. Once I talked to the recruiter, he was pissed. Yeah. So he was like, well, you got to talk to, and I want to say that they sent a not a lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
Or it was either a lieutenant colonel or a colonel, one of the two.
Yeah.
To come here. That's who I was auditioning for. Yep. And he put him on the phone, and I told him, I told him I got accepted to Old Dominion. I don't want to do this. Shamika saying, Chief, hey, listen, that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. I'm a different man.
Many years.
I'm a different man
now.
I told him, I talked to him on the phone, and he said, I'm going to tell. I know Dennis Zeisler. I know all these. I'm going to tell him not to give you this scholarship. I said, what? You going to be this? I was like, I'm trying to pursue my dream.
I'm trying to further my education. I'm trying to do. Why would he do that?
Oh, correct. It was a gut wrenching feeling. They were hot.
Oh, I know.
Talking about some wasted taxpayer money.
That's what
I'm
you
sorry.
did. No,
to all the taxpayers, I'm sorry. I did not go into the Marine band.
But real quick before we say it in jest, but a huge shout out to all of our men and women that serve. Thank you so much for your service.
Yes.
Thank you to all of our former veterans. Thank you for your brave service and service to our country.
Love it. I love it. Oh man, and thanks to Daryl, Air Force, Dominic, Army.
Yeah. Absolutely. Look, both our granddads on both sides served. Yeah. Folks we know, Mr. McLean, former service member.
You're right, honey. I would not have met you if I went into the Marines. You are so right. Shout out to Chris.
Could you imagine our trajectory, Arthur? If I was in the Air Force, I'd probably be overseas right now.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't have met my wife.
Right. No, but this aligns with what we're going to talk about tonight too. For a few housekeeping, it's episode 6. Can you believe it's episode 6 already, correct? We
That's crazy.
I mean, this 2022 is going by quick. For everybody celebrating Easter or Resurrection Sunday, that is coming up. So shout out to everybody that did Palm Sunday last week. Corinthian, I got a few things I want to show you and see what you say about it. When you see this, and this, what do you
Yep.
think of?
Oh, Aunt Betty house. I think about Aunt Betty's house. But
Yeah.
see, look, Arthur, we all know true people that eat that kind of hard candy
Yeah,
because it's specific, you know.
you
The
got to say hard
strawberry.
candy.
Look, you got to say hard candy. The butterscotch, the
Yeah.
strawberries,
Yeah.
you know, things like that. Like I've never seen a bag of those. I just know they there in some
They
kind
there.
of bowl.
Yeah.
at
Where
Old
did they
People
come
House.
from? They just
I
just
have
show
no
up in the
idea.
bowl. They hide the
When
bowl. They hide it in the chest. What is it called? The chest. what
the chest of drawer or
the chest drawer.
somewhere.
Somewhere.
A shiffer
I
robe or
promise you,
something.
a kid, grandma, cinnamon hard candy. Oh, you are so right.
Red
Listen,
hot, absolutely.
if you don't
Yeah.
have, listen, if there's a couple of things that you have to have at your
Yeah.
parents' house
Yeah,
or at your grandma's house. One,
Absolutely.
the sliding rug with that when
Yep.
you walk down that hallway,
Yeah,
you better hear a sound.
the runner, because you gotta have your slippers on. It's gonna
You
make
gotta
sweet
have your
sound.
slippers on.
And let me say this: if that rug flip
Oh,
up to the other side,
If it's on the
and you
wrong
if it's on the wrong side, you're in trouble. Okay?
It's gonna
Your
look
feet
like
be
you've been
hurt.
walking over.
You crossing burden say look, that runner, yeah, that plastic runner is a staple.
It's a
right there.
staple. Corinthian,
Yeah.
China, the Chinette set. If you don't walk in a house that has a
with
China
real stuff.
cabinet,
The good China. No, but it's the good China. It's China that you ain't never touched before.
never Correct. Even when correct. Only listen, you only got that China when the pastor came over, or maybe Christmas.
Maybe.
And Thanksgiving. Possibly.
Arthur, we don't even know where the key was to the thing. How do you get in it? What did y'all lock that thing for? Is first of all,
That was the good
Yeah.
shot. They didn't want it to
it's a
get
good
stolen.
China. It
Correct?
was just for show. The good
Correct.
silverware,
Also,
the good China.
if your furniture was not covered with plastic,
If it don't have the plastic on it, then
see
what
the
is it?
ages
Is this
of
real?
grandmothers and stuff, it's just dramatic.
It's different. It's different.
Now
It's
we
different.
have grandmothers at 30. You know what I'm saying? They would. You had to be
Look,
seasoned back.
you had to be seasoned. Grandma could sew. Grandma
Yes.
could cook. Grandma gonna make something from scratch.
Good.
You know,
Now grandma
grandma's not
ordering
gonna let you cook some
DoorDash.
Grandma gonna ask if you ate. You can't microwave stuff at grandma's
No,
house.
you were
She
gonna
put it
have
in the oven.
breakfast and
Yeah.
lunch and dinner. You were gonna have all three. You was gonna
Yeah,
eat
you
a
was gonna eat
balanced
good.
meal.
You were gonna eat well with grandma.
You were gonna watch them open up
That's
their
a
medicine.
She right. That is exactly right. It's a
Correct.
house.
They
coat.
had on the nice coat and the house coat, and it used to be the snap buttons. Snap buttons.
Okay. It had a snap button.
Silver snap.
Silver snaps, and then sometimes it had the draw screen. It almost looked like a rub.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's how Corinthian. Listen, I this candy, and I had to give a presentation in my freshman year of college. And Mr. With the side pockets, you are so right. Because you know they had to have
Absolutely.
stuff in their pockets now. A tissue
Absolutely, and
or
they
something.
deep for some reason. They got hard candies in it.
Yes,
They
they
got
had
all
hard
type
candy.
of stuff in there.
Correct. Listen, I gave a presentation in my freshman year of college for public speaking, and I talked about the influence my grandparents had on me, and every Sunday at church, well, if we went to their church, Grandma Baylor or Aunt Frida or Aunt Betty would dig in their pocketbook. Pocketbook. We talking about pocketbooks used to, everything used to be in the pocketbook. Bring those
Everything.
back. They dug in their pocketbook to find some candy and wintergreen mints and peppermint. And I have to have one of these to this day. Yeah. It could be one or the other, but if you see me somewhere, it's either I have one of these in my pocket, in the car, in my book bag, it don't matter. And that's you know, that's just a memory that I've always shared with my grandparents.
Yeah, and to that point, Arthur, you know when you have multiple grandchildren
Yeah.
and you have to make them split it. Have you ever
Hey,
seen where she bite it to split it and give you a piece or tear a
it
piece
tasted
of
the
stick of
best.
gum?
Didn't it taste the best
It
split?
just tasted. It was something with that split. I don't know if the peppermint oil seeped through better but it was just great. You know, that's top tier.
Top tier. Oh, grandma's house. Yeah, you bringing back memories. Corinthian, listen. Because it's our spring break Monday, Blake broke his wrist, man.
Wow.
Blake,
talk about that, man.
Man, Blake broke his wrist, man. Climbing. We had a full day already at the playground. They were riding scooters. Kia met us over at the playground. They went back on the jungle gym or whatever it's called, and he fell. Now I was actually getting something out the car when this happened, but I get back and I see him crying to mommy, and you know, pray for her. And you know, Blake is normally one. I mean, he bounced back real quick. Blake will climb trees and you think, you know.
Yeah.
Well, he was crying, and I asked him to take me over to see where he fell from, because there was one witness. She said that he fell and he landed pretty hard. And I said, well, take me over there. Well, while he's taking me over there, he's crying. I was like, hey, man, come on. So I can understand you. I noticed something there, and I said, man, I think you probably going to have to go to the hospital. Obviously, he crying more. So we go back over to Kia, and we were like, okay, we got to take him. I didn't know what to feel, Corinthian. As a father, you don't know what to feel. I think I had mixed emotions. I was like, man, this did not have to happen. I had already told them, don't, you know, be climbing up and stuff like this. So a lot of things happened. Oh Lord, here go thing one here.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Baylor? How you doing?
Show your
cast and all. What's up?
He gets his hard cast on tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll be in there. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. All right,
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you, man. All right, well, you know, and so it was just crying. He cried all the way to the hospital, and we knew something was wrong there. If Blake continues to cry, we knew something was wrong, and lo and behold, he buckle fracture his wrist. So both sides of the wrist, they buckled and broke. So he'll be in a hard cast tomorrow. He's in a soft cast now. He had to let the swelling go down.
Okay. Yeah, man. Well, Blake is one tough cookie there, man. Because raise your hand if you broke a bone.
Oh, hey, you broke yours off the swing trying to jump off the swing?
Look, I broke my left arm in the 4th grade trying to jump off of a swing. Right. And there's lessons in pain.
Oh, lessons in pain. Oh, I love that.
There's lessons in pain. I bet you moving forward, it'll slow some folk down, right? Because it slowed me down. Look, people told me don't jump out the swing. People
jumping on stuff before. Is not fun. It's not considered fun to me anymore.
No. You don't run in the house. All that stuff is for a reason.
Yes.
Because running in the house, for example, when you got socks on and it's real slippery, when you slip and fall, cutting that corner, and hit your head on something, you stop running. You hear why people say stop doing that, right?
Correct. So lessons
I
in
broke
pain.
my arm.
I love
that. Man. I broke my arm when I was in the 4th grade. I jumped out of a swing and my shirt that I was wearing got caught. So instead of jumping uninhibited, it pulled me. I tried to brace my fall with my left arm, and when I hit it, I knew something was wrong.
And it wasn't your elbow? Your wrist?
It wasn't my elbow. I broke my I don't know if this is
your femur.
It's not the femur. I know. Don't give me the line.
Gotcha.
I didn't take anatomy, but it was in here, right? And Arthur, initially when I first did it, I was able to hold my arm in a certain way and walk home without crying, right?
Right.
And I had to take the long way because there was other people outside playing basketball, and I didn't want to get stopped. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Anatomy and physiology. I appreciate it, right?
Right.
Okay, so I get home and I knew something was wrong, but the pain hadn't hit me yet. Arthur, I lay down on the couch just downstairs
Yeah.
and my arm shifts. And Arthur, when I tell you it was one of the worst pains I'd ever
Yeah, I
felt, I
remember. I
just
was
start
there.
crying. I start crying. We knew we had to go to the hospital. That you go to the hospital, and at this time they had to put the, I don't know, whatever the knockout medicine or whatever they got to put in so they can put your arm,
Yeah,
stabilize
yeah,
your
yeah.
arm. They put it in my butt, right? Right. And the reason they do it is because I guess that's
Oh,
where
you had that
you
Thorazine.
got more to. Yeah, I had something strong because I tell you that lady told me to count back from 10. I made it to 7, and I was out. I woke up and I had a soft
You had
cast on or
a
a
you had a
split
soft
or
cat.
something. I don't know how it happened, but
Oh, correct. Well, that
yeah.
was just like me. Corinthian.
Yeah.
Mine happened in the 2nd grade.
Okay.
Going to the 3rd, and I'm out there trying to hang with Daryl and Chris Rankin.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Rankin, and thinking we Michael Jordan, and they were a little bit bigger than me. So I'm jumping. We back in the hilly woods, and
in the hilly
I
woods.
jump. It's a branch in front of me. I'm on a hill, and I'm trying to jump and dunk on this branch.
Yeah. Yep.
Now I made it, Corinthian. Now I had some hops. Now I made it, and but once I made it, I slipped. And when I slipped, Corinthian, I came down, and I remember holding my arm. I was crying, holding my arm, running in that house, and Mom was there. We end up going to the emergency room. Not CHKD, Mary Macklin. That's where that was the go-to for everything.
That's who it was at.
I broke my wrist, man. So same thing that Blake did. I broke my wrist. So Corinthian, Shamika said that she told Naomi to stop jumping on the chair, and then that arm broke. I was more angry than sad for her because I said stop. That's kind of how I think that's the emotion I was feeling for Blake, because I had already talked to him about doing certain things. You can have so much fun. You don't have to do this stuff.
but Arthur, some lessons are best learned, like I said, through pain. Look, now you don't have to explain to him why that's not safe.
Ooh.
He wearing the cast right now. That shows the consequences. When you operate in an unsafe manner, accidents can happen.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I love it, Crane. Lessons in pain. Yeah. Hey, if anybody want to join us up, this is the Kia has posted the link to get on with us. If anybody wants to get on, y'all can get on with us. We'll talk and rap with you for a minute. Corinthian, listen, what do you think of this? Prayer is the bridge between panic and peace. Prayer is the bridge between panic and peace.
Hashtag love it.
Love it.
Yes. I don't know who said that. I don't know where you got that quote from, but that is powerful. Absolutely.
Kid don't like it. Kid don't like it. I saw it driving the other day at the church. They always have some nice, quirky or motivational or messages in there. What is it called? The little sign.
Yeah, I don't know what the sign.
Okay.
The marquee, is it called?
Yeah, the marquee. Yeah, the marquee.
Okay.
And that was in there. And I was like, man, that's very interesting. I like that quote. I'm going to use it. Corinthian, what we want to talk about tonight is purpose. Right? Mm-hmm. Purpose. What is your purpose? And I know you want to take this somewhere, so I'm gonna follow your lead on this, Corinthian. What is your purpose? Are you doing what you were destined, purpose to do? Are you living out your life how you thought it would go? Are you where you want to be in your career, in your education? Do you feel like you have so much further to go? Do you feel like you have arrived? Do you feel like you're right in the right place at the right time? What let's talk about it.
Yeah. Great question. So Arthur, I would say for me right now in this season, I am being very keen about walking in my purpose.
Mm,
And I believe that um, uh, my purpose is to impact any setting that I'm placed in, um, to impact it in a positive way, in a positive manner, to be a light wherever I'm placed, right? And I truly believe that I feel like I'm becoming more and more confident in that. And the journey in getting to this new realization has equipped me in a lot of ways. I've had seasons of where I had to be patient. I had seasons where I had to observe. I had seasons
right,
where I saw extremely great leadership. I
right.
also had seasons where I saw leadership that I did not agree with. And I said, if I ever get the opportunity, I'm not going to do that.
You're not
Right.
going. Okay.
I'm not going to do it. Right. I've seen stuff handled the right way, and I've seen it handled uh, a way that would never work for me. Right.
Mm.
And all that I feel like it's propelling me to my purpose. So that's where I feel like I am right now in this season.
You you
What about
you know
yourself?
that statement, stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
Uh
Shout out to Friday that pimped down. Hey, shout out to Dad and Mom. I think they're watching. Why are you going to use it, Arthur? I think they're talking about the prayer is the bridge between panic and peace. I'm going to use it because I think it is quite accurate.
huh.
And when you can't change something on your own, you have to pray.
Mm,
You have to ask for help. Now, it's one thing in asking your friend, coworker, family member for help. That's one thing. They might can do it, might not can do it. They might be so far away in another state that they can't get to you. But if you pray about it, I think the scripture even says some things can only be done by fasting and prayer.
mhm,
So there are some things, some challenges, some things that we're going to go through that cannot be handled by our education, our
mhm,
family, our friends, our finances. It can only be done by fasting and prayer. So
mhm,
I love that statement of prayer is the bridge between panic and peace. So
mm. I like it.
that's
I
to
like
answer your question, mom or dad, if that was you.
it. Hey y'all, happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Corinth, I was talking about my purpose, rock and hard play. Right now, I'm at this point. I'm 37 years old.
Mhm,
I think I've had a rewarding life. I think I've had some things in my life that I did not foresee happening, but it
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
I was on the right side of history. I was in the right place at the right time. I spoke to somebody and they remembered me.
Mm,
Um, I believe that I have been put in some places or some situations that I was needed
mhm.
for such a time as this, as you know, as they say.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I think I am living a purpose-filled life,
Mhm.
but I believe that I have more to do.
Yeah,
And in saying that I have more to do, I now have to stop relying on everything that I could do.
yeah.
I got to stop relying on that. And now I got to put some trust in something higher than me to allow me to fulfill my true purpose. And I've been getting I've been seeing it here or there. I've been seeing sparks here or there of things that are going to align into, I think, what I'm really called to do. But I think these little pieces that I'm doing right now are just setting me up for something bigger. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to say that in a cliche way, because look to your left, look to your right. Your bigger is coming, your better is coming. I got that. I don't want to use that. I'm true when I say this. There are some things that have happened in my life that have shaped me or molded me into the person I am today and how I think. And I think that in some cases it could be used for some other things. Yeah. And that's when I know I'm living in my purpose.
Okay. I love what you said. So at this point in my life and my career, I'm realizing more and more that my purpose in whatever I'm doing is to bring honor and glory to God. And I say that because I feel like I'm in a space where I should be operating as a walking, living, breathing testimony.
Oh, okay.
In any space that I go into, the only thing I have to do at this point is share my story. And I believe if I am operating in my purpose, that that will be enough. Like you alluded, this year I was about to turn 36 years old. Right. And when I look back over, like the song say, over my life, and I think things over.
Right.
I can truly say I've been blessed. I got a testimony.
Yeah.
If we operate out of that space and look where we are and look where we came from, everyone has a testimony. Right. They really do. So for me, part of it, and literally, if I told my full testimony to everybody, folks wouldn't even believe it.
Wow.
Because at this point, I'll share a little bit. So Arthur, now we from Ward Lines, Timberwoods.
Right. We've seen some things. We've seen some things. We
grew up in the 80s and 90s, right?
Right.
Okay. And Arthur, I had asthma from birth.
Yeah.
I can literally say that I should have died.
Yeah.
There are 5 times I can remember that I literally shouldn't be here.
Right. Wow.
Right. One through asthma attacks, to the point where I don't, if not for.
Hold on, Corinthian. What's up, TJ? The greatest shooter of all time at Old Dominion University, TJ Jordan, Corinthian. Oh my goodness. Thanks for tuning in. What's up, girl? How you doing? Only what you do for Christ will last. You're right about that.
That's so true. That's so true. So, childhood asthma, right? And I look back and say, if I didn't have any siblings, like there were times where I stopped breathing in the middle of the night.
Corinthian, Corinthian, you've had. Oh man, I remember Daryl had to give you CPR. I remember.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, you collapsed on a run.
Yeah.
Corinthian, no. Your story is amazing. Corinthian, honestly, you are right. I don't think people would believe your story, man.
Arthur, I know for a fact there's 5 times where the chapter could have and should have been closed. Even at Virginia Tech, outside of the running where I had an asthma attack and collapsed running, and somehow I'm in the program and I'm running night right next to the medic that's in the program, and he has a
Wow.
radio and calls the ambulance right
Wow.
there. So I could have been
Wow.
in a situation where I'm running by myself, you know. Um, Arthur, at my school, there was a mass shooting.
Correct. Corinthian. Yo.
No, but it gets deeper than that. At that school, the person that lived across the hall from me did not live past, it's about to be April the 16th, 20 April 16th,
What's up,
2007.
cuz?
32 people story ended there, right? And when I tell people I know somebody that died in that shooting, the person that died in that shooting lived directly across the hall from me. I saw that person every day. So things that we kind of take for granted, that really reset a whole lot of things for me, because that young man died a hero that day for what he did,
Corinthian,
trying to
you
save
were the
others' lives.
pallbearer in his in his funeral.
Absolutely. And I did not know at the time the level of heroics that he displayed. There were people that survived that day for what he did, for his sacrifice. He charged an active shooter that had just killed 31 other people. So people use the
Wow.
term hero a lot, right? But hero is not Thor and things like that.
Ooh,
Those are
you
people
speaking
in
on it.
comic books, right?
You speaking on it.
When courage is called for, that's when heroes present themselves. And I would say this young person displayed heroism to the level that I had not experienced to that day or since, because he was younger than me. So he sacrificed himself so other people can live, right?
Corinthian,
So yeah,
Corinthian, during
go
that,
ahead.
to get before that, the precursor was
Yeah,
the day of the shooting.
yeah,
Me and you were talking on the phone.
Arthur. It
I
was
was working
another.
at Old Dominion University in the Office of Admissions,
Yeah,
and just so happened, I believe we were on the phone,
yeah,
and I'm talking to you,
yeah.
and Corinthian, you were about to go to class.
Arthur, I was dressed and about to head out the room and go to class.
And I,
And yeah, yeah. And we found out later throughout that day the magnitude of what
wow,
happened. But I am extremely blessed and fortunate. I know someone that was in the building,
yeah,
and the shooter could have went left into her office, but somehow he went right into another hallway, and
wow,
she made it out of that building, right? So when I bring up asthma, I had an opportunity to work in the school system in Baltimore, Maryland, in
right,
the early 2010, 2011. We had a young lady at one of the schools I worked with that died in 2010 of an asthma attack. Now, I want to
wow.
put this in perspective, right? It's 2010 and someone died because of asthma.
Move to the
I had,
left.
yep,
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
yep.
2010.
So it's 2010 and someone died of asthma. With the technology we have with the cell phones, and I had asthma in the 80s and
Nice.
90s,
Yeah.
and we grew up not with a car all the time. We
Right.
didn't have cell phone. I still don't know, honestly, how sometimes you, we made it. So when you kind of consider things like that, I would encourage everyone to take a kind of inventory of where you started and where you are now. If you look at it from that frame, everybody has a testimony, right?
Corinthian, and when you look through those lens, mom or dad said God's grace and mercy. When you look at it through that lens, your purpose has to be greater. I mean, when you said that you were running by the medic,
yeah,
because you got more to do, Corinthian.
That is what I have realized over time, because my story could have been snuffed out at 4, at 7, at 12, at 19, at 27, and that's just the things that I know of. So we're talking about the dangers that we've seen. But I'm not even talking about the unseen.
You know how we
stuff.
used to pray, God, encamp your angels around me.
Absolutely.
And for dangers seen and unseen.
Absolutely.
It's not, we're not saying that just to be saying it, because there are so many things that can happen. I witnessed the accident the other day. There are so many things happening. Going to tech, I hit a dog going to pick you up. So many things. Like me and Kia spun out one day. I had to take her to work. It had snowed like crazy, but she was essential personnel. She had to go to work. Spun out, Corinthians. Man, yo, wow.
Yeah. We almost gloss past some of the grace. Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. So imagine, how it says we overcome by the word of our testimony.
Yeah.
Imagine if you start really sharing what you've gone through, where you at now. Right.
Wow.
Because usually what it does is that story is for you, but it's also to edify someone else. Because some people might think, this is it, I can't go past this, right?
Right.
And then if you hold your testimony, that's the word, that's the edification that person needs. They waiting to hear you say that.
You speaking in that,
like,
I told you got to go to seminary, man.
No, it's not seminary. But so I said all that to say, at this point, I am very confident, and I know that I am destined to do great things, and it's not for me.
Oh,
I know my destiny is to help and be an asset and be a light for others. So when your purpose has to be bigger than you.
Ooh, so the purpose has to be.
That, right?
Hey, that's a meme in itself. Your purpose has to be bigger than you. Corinthian.
It has to. If it's just for you, then that your purpose is not big enough. Your purpose can't be to say, like, what I'm doing now is not for folks to say Corinthian is this great person. It ain't about Corinthian. It's about, where does Corinthian draw his strength from? That's what I want people to be asking me, or how did he get there? And I'm gonna say prayer, like you just said, prayer for peace, prayer for protection, prayer for clarity, prayer for discernment. I would say those are my prayers now. They're more purposeful, because I know I'm just one person, but imagine if 3 of us are walking in our purpose. Think about the impact that that's having.
Yeah.
All right. So if 3 people are now aligned, imagine what 5 people can do, align in their purpose and are really walking in it.
If one can put this many to flight, 2 can put 10,000 flight. So it's
there you go.
Wow, Correct. You speak. Correct. I was talking to Mom today, and we just started talking, and we was just reminiscing, and we started talking about my 2nd grade experience. We talked about the whole risk, and we were talking about blame, and me failing or being held back in the 2nd grade. Mm-hmm. And she was filling in some more holes in that story, as far as I started school really early. Back in the 80s, you can start school even past December. So my birthday is December, but now it's October. Like, if you haven't turned this age by October, you gotta wait to the next. Back then it was to December. And she was saying that, you know, when they wanted to hold me back, she said that she was going to go up to the school and she was going to say, no, he's going to continue on to the third grade. But she just said that, I guess in reflection and prayer, that she just was going to let bygones be bygones. And she said that I kept saying that I want to make straight A's like Daryl. I want to make straight A's like Daryl. And she said that next year, you know, out of the second grade, that's when I started making, you know, straight A's. And so she said, mom had to let me know that everything happened for a reason. And God's timing. And I talked to a couple of kids the other not too long ago, and I told them that, you know, I didn't pass second grade, but now I'm talking to you with a family, a master's degree, great job, everything like that, coming from where I come from. And it's just an all being a conduit of, you know, God's plan for your life. Now, what does it mean that God has a plan for your life? We hear to say churches everywhere, God has a plan for you. He's thinking about you, all that stuff. But you really have to accept that you are here to do something great, no matter what, no matter if it is to be that medic running beside somebody with asthma. It doesn't matter if you are a testimony or somebody that is an advocate for asthma or something like that. You're like all our trials and tribulations were a test and also a testament of God's power, God's grace. And if we really want to continue on with our purpose, we have to be a testimony to somebody else, or give our testimony to someone else.
Wow. We should be, you know, like it says again, that's how we overcome by the word of our testimony, right? So you have to say it. Right? You can't keep it to yourself. You have to say it. You have to share. Because your story, your testimony is when you have that unction to share, it's for a reason. You know, it's for a reason. Somebody needed to hear it, right?
I love it.
And so I'm definitely being a lot more keen of that in this season. So I currently am wrapping up a management fellowship. It's a postgraduate fellowship with our local government here in Sedgwick County. Awesome opportunity. I've learned so much, but now in this season, I am looking at other opportunities. Right. So last week we talked about you're blessed when you be a blessing. I'm gonna give you a story of what happened to me. I had somebody that hit me up a couple of weeks ago that went to Denby High School with me. He was actually a couple years older than me. And Arthur, I graduated Denby High School in 2004. And I had never talked to this person since then. I mean, outside of liking pictures on Facebook and things like that. He reached out to me and said, hey, I don't like reaching out like this, but I'm in a jam. Can you help me out? Explain the jam he was in, and asked me if I could help him out. And I did, because of how he asked, right? So he asked a certain way, and I could tell he didn't even want to ask. The amount that he asked me for was well within reason, so I gave him more, right?
Okay.
So let me tell you why this is so important. Like, you get blessed for being a blessing, right? I literally hit send, and the message I said was "be blessed," and right, thank you, moved on, didn't say nothing else, right? The next day, in my email, I had an email for a position I didn't even apply for. The person said, I talked to a good friend and he said, I need to reach out to you.
Wow.
and I don't take his messages lightly.
Wow.
I have some opportunities at this position. Can we set up a lunch to meet and discuss it?
Wow.
That was literally in my inbox the next day. And honestly, I don't think it would have been in my inbox if I didn't respond the previous day. Right.
Wow.
So, like I said again, you blessed for being a blessing. Fast forward, I meet with this person. Now, Arthur, again, this is a job I didn't even apply for.
Right.
We meet in the meeting. She said the person that vouched for me spoke so highly of you. I had to meet with you, hear about what you were interested in. The position that she was telling me about, it is something I saw almost 3 or 4 months ago, and I missed the opportunity to apply. So I was like, I just chalked that up to a loss.
Yeah, a loss. Okay.
She was saying, I didn't even fill out an application. By the time I left, she said, well, I think you would be a good fit here. What is the range you're looking for?
Okay. There we go.
Now, Arthur, again, I want to underscore this. I hadn't sent no application.
Yeah.
She just asked, what range you looking for? And I told her this range. She said, yeah, we could do that. I told her in this meeting, I'm fielding at this time a couple of other opportunities. I want to be fully transparent. I said, right now, I have some irons in the fire, things that I'm interested in that align with what I want to do. And she said before I left, well, before you pull the trigger, please let me know if you plan to, pursue this position because we got some space for you, or please let me know what you plan on doing. Now, Arthur, in my professional career, I hadn't had too many opportunities where somebody said meet and basically all the work was done before they even talked to me. Sometimes you're going to be in positions where favor goes before you. So when I say favor goes before you, I didn't tell Arthur, I hadn't met with the person that recommended me. I hadn't ate lunch with him in almost a year. So the fact that my name came up somehow, I still don't know.
Wow.
Right. But I said that to say, I definitely feel that right now things are lining up, for me to step further into my purpose.
I love it.
And to make a bigger impact than what I'm doing now. So
thanks you in your corner in this game of life. Wow, favor goes before you. Hey guys, if y'all are just tuning in, remember, favor goes before you. That's powerful, bro. Corinthian, we in court in this game of basketball, this game of life, game of football. We in quarters, first, second, third, and fourth, and it's how you gonna bring it up in the rear. Your first quarter, second quarter could have been rough, but you're setting yourself up. Now you've been in it, you've been doing it. You now all the practice that you've been doing, all your practices, all the simulations that you've been doing of different plays, different defenses, the 6 second transition drills you've been doing, everything that you've been doing, working on your resume or meeting, networking, all this stuff is now going to set you up into this third and fourth quarter to where your favor goes before you.
See, Arthur, that analogy, I love that. That game analogy so much because, Arthur, if it's still time on the clock, you still in the game. Like the game ain't over, right? So it's always an opportunity.
Y'all better come get this knowledge, y'all. Come get this knowledge.
Any coach tells you if it's time still on the clock, that means it's an opportunity, right? So there's always time for a comeback. There's always time to reset. There's always time, to get back on track, So you know, it's not a period. You know, it might be a comma. You know, but it ain't a period. You still can be writing.
Corinthian, if I had my organ, lucky I don't have my piano hooked up, Corinthian, because I would be following you right now. I'm gonna give you some hooping chord. It's not a period, it's a comma.
It's not a period, it's a comma.
Corinthian, what this is lyrical, like wow. Listen, that even reminded me of Colonial Downs Racetrack, Corinthian. Yeah. It reminded me of Colonial Downs Racetrack, and even go before that. Can't wait to hear how it all pans out for you. I can't either, man, because you're gonna have a wonderful testimony. Corinthian, Colonial Downs Racetrack. One, it was my friend that was working there.
It was your friend. And the job was supposed to be for you.
The job was supposed to be for me. Yeah. I was working at a temp agency. Yeah. And you started the job with Kristen doing her thing. She's gonna be a guest on our show.
Yep. Virginia Tech grad.
Virginia Tech doing her thing. Corinthian, she's the DJ for the Indiana Pacers and also the Indiana Fever.
Let's see, man, what makes it so cool, look, we remember when she was the drum major at Woodside. You know what I'm saying? So we're not surprised.
Corinthian, went up there. You worked a job. Laura and Craig came around. They talked about the scholarship. A couple of students, after it was over, they left the papers on the desk. Some of them threw it in the trash can. When they finished, you collected a couple. It was like, hey, y'all slipping. Corinthian, I finished my temp agency job and I was looking for employment. Yes. You told me I can come up there and work with you and Kristen. Kristen said it was still cool. Yeah. Corinthian, I get up there. The scholarship is due the week I start.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 days later. You had 2 days.
I had only been working there for 2 days.
I don't even think you had a paycheck yet.
Corinthian, I didn't have a paycheck. I didn't have an ID badge. I don't even think Laura and Craig knew who I was.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't. Yep.
So we applied for the scholarship. So this was your freshman year of college and my sophomore year of college.
Yes. Yep.
Apply for the scholarship. In about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, I'm gonna give or take. We both get letters in the mail.
Yes.
You get a letter.
Not just letters in the mail. What else was in the letter?
Corinthian, in the letters were checks. One addressed to you, one addressed to me. Now, Corinthian, I had only worked for 2 days and I applied for this scholarship. And Corinthian, come to find out.
Go ahead.
The scholarship was for the ones that were working
that take to the horses. Yeah. Arthur,
we were in food services, Corinthian.
We was in food. I hadn't seen a horse except on the racetrack. The scholarship was for the horse breeders,
the equine science folks.
Yeah, it was for those folks, and somehow we got it right. But Arthur, what made me hot? I said I've been working here this whole summer. Arthur's worked here 2 days, and we got the same amount. I said if I didn't show Arthur this paper, that would have all been me, because no one else applied.
No one else applied for the scholarship, Corinthian.
Arthur, they actually had like 6 or 7 slots, and they ended up just divvying up amongst us, right?
Correct.
But even to that point, Arthur. So when we say favor goes before us and things like that, right? Kristen had such a great reputation.
Oh, man.
She got me there that wants you. They asked for you, and I came and was able to work there, right?
Right.
Because of the work that me and Kristen were doing.
Right.
When we approached them and said, "Can my brother come work here?" They said yes. If he worked like y'all, yes.
Yeah.
We got Daryl to work up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We came back the next year
Got
under
the
a
same
different
scholarship.
regime, got the same scholarship, and then
Got
we're
elevated.
able to get elevated to where
Great.
everybody else was a food runner and we were the cashiers. We didn't touch food at that point.
Corinthian. You can't even write a better script than the story that we have for Colonial Downs. We can't even write a better script. And I love how you said favor goes before you. Corinthian, I want to tell the folks something. My going to my sophomore year of college was the same year. But Corinthian, because of his accolades and because I stopped being a music major, I lost my music scholarship. I had a balance due for my bill at Old Dominion. Man, Corinthian, I appreciate you, man. No, I really do. You my younger brother, man. But I had a balance due for Old Dominion because I lost my music scholarship. And maybe I marked something wrong on the FAFSA or whatever. I can't even remember all the details. But I reached out to my brother who was at Virginia Tech, and he paid my remaining balance for the semester.
Hey, Arthur, I forgot that story, man.
Correct, man. Yo,
I forgot that story.
Yo, that is crazy. So it just, the story that you just told me about the brother that hit you up on Facebook, that's you, man. You've been walking in you've been charting your purpose everywhere you go, man.
But again, Arthur, thank you for sharing that. But like I've said before, you get blessed to be a blessing, period. Man. So why I had that, availability to do that, I got blessed to get scholarships to go to Virginia Tech. I had enough scholarship money to pay for my tuition my first year, and I had money left over, which was a blessing. I still don't know how that happened. So I believe that I was blessed with those scholarships because the Lord knew what I was going to do with it.
Yeah. Wow.
I was. That's why I got blessed with
that. That's probably why I didn't get blessed, because the Lord knew what I was
you know what you was gonna do.
The Lord knew what I was gonna do.
That might be, Arthur. That's the message in itself. That's the message.
He can only give you what you can handle.
He can only give you what you can handle. That's the message right in itself. So.
Oh, correct. No, man, you spoke tonight, correct. Listen, if y'all just tuned in, what is your purpose? I mean, are you, Corinthian, let me ask you, we got a little bit more time. When do you know it's time to go? Because we can get stuck in and I don't want to say stuck, but we can become so complacent, so it can become so mundane. It can become our way of life. It's all we know. When is it time to really move on? Should I be saying to step out on faith? Should I be saying to move on? Or it's time to go? You got bigger fish to fry, you have more to do. Because you can get in that place, of a security. Yeah. To where this is, okay, I know this. I know how to do this. I'm very good at what I do. Yep. Sometimes you can even think they can't hire nobody else to replace me. Now that's
Absolutely.
not true. Because they go find somebody.
They're gonna find somebody. It's gonna be posted. It's gonna be posted.
HR is
posted as soon as you leave the door. As soon as that door closed behind you, they posted the position.
So when do you know it's time to move on, man?
Okay. I would say, have you prayed on it?
Ooh.
One, And do you have peace about it too? Okay. And if you prayed on it and have peace, then whatever decision you can make, you can roll with. So again, like I said, I feel like we're designed to share our testimony. Before I moved out to Wichita, Kansas, Arthur, I had worked with an organization and worked my way up for 8 years.
Yeah.
I started in one position, was promoted twice, was making great money for the bachelor's degree that I had to not be an education major. I was doing very, very well for myself. I took a leap of faith. I got to a point where I knew I had to, I knew it was time for me to go. I had prayed on it. I knew it was time for me to go, but I was stepping out on faith. And I normally did not operate in that level of faith. I used to have a security blanket before I stepped out there.
Yeah.
I really did. I didn't like to make a move without knowing what my next landing spot was.
Correct.
And 4 years ago, I got to a point where I said, I am going to leave a great organization and I'm going back to grad school. The only thing I knew was that I was going back to grad school. I got accepted and I had saved just enough to pay for one semester. And that semester was out of state tuition and I had just enough to pay for it.
Wow. Tell them, talk to them.
I moved out to Wichita, Kansas in November of 2017. I did not have a job. I just knew I was starting grad school January of 2018. The first week that I'm here, I go to a networking event. The next weekend I go here, I go to a volunteer event where I said, while I don't have a job, I can still be productive. So if I can't get an actual paying job where I can at least volunteer my services, put my name out there, I go to a volunteer event and say, I just moved to this area. I'm looking for a job, but I'm willing to help out any way I can. The next week, somebody sends me back, send me your resume. When I sent her the resume, she said, your resume is so impressive. There's these positions opening up. So that gave me some, it kind of lit a fire into me. I was like, I only wrote two sentences down on a piece of paper. I hadn't really applied for no jobs. The next week, my sister, shout out to Veronica, she said, I'm going to tell my principal about you. My sister was working in the school system. She said, I'm going to tell my principal about you. Maybe you want to set up a lunch. So I said, hey, look, I'm going to email her. I just want to set up a meeting just to pick her brain. That's the email that I sent her. I sent her an email. She responds back. She said, that's fine. We can meet for lunch. You can pick my brain to learn about the system. But I heard you looking for a job. If you anything like your sister, we'll hire you.
Look at that Kelly name.
Look.
Hold up. Before you said that, I just quit something doing what I love after sitting with my thoughts for 2 weeks and praying about it. I let it go. Literally the next day, I had an opportunity in the mail, in my email.
That's how it works.
Wow, Shamika.
That's how it worked.
Wow.
That's how it worked.
Wow.
That's exactly how it worked. So, Arthur, I go to the interview. I literally go to the interview the next day because, like I said, I had paid for the first semester of grad school, so I was tapped out. I needed some other income coming in. I got hired. That was just enough to get me through the first 2 months. I had also hired in that first 3 weeks that I was here. I applied at Wichita State University. I found out about getting the interview 3 months later. I got hired on at Wichita State University, and the blessing was they do tuition assistance.
Ooh.
So if you're an employee at a university, you can take 2 classes per semester and they will pay for it. They pay for 1 class per semester over the summer. So I went out from paying. I was an out of state student, Arthur.
Yeah, yeah,
Before I moved out there, I was talking to Daryl about I'm going to move there and not apply to school for a year so I
yeah.
can
So you
get
can get
in-state tuition.
established residency. Yeah.
And Daryl said, "You wasted time that way." He said, "Apply and start, and everything will work out." Right?
Wow.
Arthur, I did not plan to have Wichita State pay for that stuff. I still don't know how they did it.
Wow.
Arthur, it gets even deeper. Like I said a little bit earlier, they're only supposed to pay for 2 classes per semester and then one during the summer.
Yeah.
COVID happened, and I think there was a glitch in the system. and look, no, Arthur, I'm not joking. And Arthur, I know the glitch in the system was God, because they let me take 2 classes in the summer one time, and they paid for it, because that's not normally what they do.
The glitch
That allowed
was God.
me.
Correct.
The
You
glitch was
dropping some
God.
bars, man.
Arthur, listen, Arthur. I was able to work at Wichita State, work full time. They paid for my master's, and like I said, that glitch in the system, I was able to get my master's in public administration. I was able to get 3 certificates:
Wow.
one in city county management, one in nonprofit management, and one in public finance. And the only thing I paid for that $30,000 education plus the certificates was around $6,000, and I'd already paid for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and books. But what I'm saying is, I didn't plan it that way.
Right. But
you see what I'm
granted,
saying?
it goes to, so this goes to show you, when you were saying you have to be a blessing to receive a blessing, the seeds that you have sowed. And I'm not talking, see, when preachers talk about sow a seed, sow a seed, sow a seed, I'm gonna give you some sunflower seeds, and you can sow them. Because I don't want to. I hate pimping of the gospel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you do it the right way, and when you sow into people and things, the harvest, and if anyone is in the horticulture, you might not get the harvest
immediately. You might not see it immediately. Yeah.
But when it comes in, it comes in.
Yeah,
and
abundance.
I get
abundance.
Oh my goodness. And I can truly say that you have been sowing seeds throughout your quarters and your periods, and you are definitely reaping the harvest. I'm reaping the harvest, guys.
Yep.
But
Arthur, what makes it even, so I have seen that personally, but I've also seen it in others. So, for example, the blessing, right? When I moved out here, my brother told me, when I told him I was going back to school, he said, "You got a place to stay."
Yeah.
My oldest brother Daryl and his wife Jackie and their family allowed me to stay with them rent free while I was working on these master's degrees, right? They also let my sister stay there rent free.
The story just gets better and better, man.
Fast forward, okay. Daryl and Jackie moved into a house a year and a half ago that was twice the size of the first house that we were staying in. All of us were staying. So we had enough space to stay in it already. Right. But I believe that God blessed them with more in abundance because they were a blessing to us. Like now they got more than enough space. Literally, you could fit the old house
more than enough
in the new house. But they were blessed with that because they were they were so willing to be a blessing. To others, right?
I love it.
So that's how it works.
A purpose-filled life. Hey, if you're listening, I want to thank y'all for tuning in because we've had a very good conversation. Your favor goes before you, and you got to be a blessing to receive a blessing, to get a blessing, and not necessarily. We're not talking about money.
No.
Time, talent, treasure.
Time,
That
talent, treasure.
that giving, just sowing, just speaking positives, being a reference for somebody, being uh,
Encouraging. I think about
encouraging.
the encouraging word that you can
Oh,
do to the young person that you see
ooh,
every day. Think about what that does. You
ooh,
see what I'm saying? If you sow that seed of encouragement to people that rarely hear it, sometimes that's all they hold on to. I'm I'm being serious because I remember I heard it when I was growing up, when I first started working. When I first started working, I had a boss that told me it wasn't a monetary thing. He said, man, I noticed how you work. And he said, you are a hard worker. And he said, if you continue to work the way you're working, it's going to pay off in the long run. That's all he said to me. At every job that I've worked at,
ooh.
I have been working to get that type of acknowledgement, and it's not a monetary thing. I felt so good, like
Yeah,
it
I
it,
love
it
that.
made me want to chase that, and also and knowing what it did for me, how it motivated me. I know how important it is to sow that encouragement
Wow,
into other people, right?
wow,
Just that. So I'm not
wow.
talking about just money, right? I'm talking about that word. You can speak life into people. With that word, with that encouragement, and I know, especially for some of the young males that we work with, how important that is,
Very
because
important.
sometimes we can look past what their natural strengths and abilities are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I speak life. You're going to live, oh my brother. I speak life. You're the head and not the tail. That song is so important. Corinthian, faith is not stupid.
Mhm.
It's crucial.
Absolutely.
Faith is not stupid. It's crucial. Stepping out on faith requires someone to trust.
Mhm.
Trust the process. And as when I'm coaching my team, you have to trust the process. You have to trust that what you've been praying for, what you've been doing, how you've been living your life, how you've been sowing into people, how you've been just how you've been carrying yourself is going to work out in your favor. And Corinthian, I want to say that you are a true testament of what stepping out on faith can do. And for anybody that's listening, um, I'm not even saying you gotta be super spiritual. I'm
Mhm.
saying that if you if you take it off of yourself and say, listen, I can't do all this on my own, but I believe that if I continue to do what God is calling me to do, if He says, "Hey, no, don't take that job. It's not going.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dead." You if He says no, you're gonna have to stay another year. Another
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
You trying to be too quick with it. You trying to do this
Yeah.
microwave,
Yeah.
and it don't work like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta say it may not come when you want, but
Yeah.
I promise you it will be there right on time. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Corinthian, man,
Yep.
I appreciate you, man. What's your purpose, everybody? Live in your purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, it's fine. Pray about it.
Yes. Yep.
Seriously, pray about it. If you don't know how to pray, say your ABCs. At some
Mhm.
point, God is going to put those letters together to make words, and you're going to be able to mouth your prayer. So
Mhm.
I just want to challenge everybody that's like listening to this. Don't be too hasty um, to utter anything,
Mhm.
but be more ready to hear
Mhm.
and to really see what's going on. You got to check your surroundings. Keep your eyes and your ears open. You got to see what's going on. Hey, does this look like a good move for me? Or am I just trying to do it to be a copycat? Or am I trying to do this to compare myself to somebody else? If it's not for you, what God has for you is for you. is for you. You girl, you. TJ, you remember that? Corinthian, listen, man. Hey, next week, we're looking to hopefully have our first guest on. We'll let y'all know next week, and I hope that y'all come kick it with us. I sure do. Listen, TJ, I'm talking about TJ. You hold the record? Do you hold the NCAA record for the most threes in a game? Am I correct in that? Correct. Me and TJ used to be playing sevens as a game, sevens in the gym, in the practice gym. Mm-hmm. Now she beat me, she beat me, but but I was holding my own.
Look, when you hold records,
yeah,
things like that, they usually come with the territory. Now, I if I'm not mistaken, TJ from the 757, is it Princess Anne?
No, went to Wilson.
Wilson, okay.
Went to Wilson Manor.
Okay,
yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Man. Sharice Grant went to Princess Anne.
Gotcha.
Keisha Howard, Sharice Grant.
Okay.
All them.
All right.
So,
sorry. I'm getting the legends mixed up. My bad.
You better shout out that Woodrow Wilson. No, Corinthian, just dynamic person and loves the Lord, Corinthian. I mean, one of the most genuine people I met at Old Dominion University, along with Jen Nuzzo. I knew Jen from high school, but I mean, just a really good person. And I wish you and I pray all God's blessings on your life, and everything that you do touch turns to gold. Hey guys, I want to thank y'all for kicking it with us tonight. We talked about our purpose and living a purpose-filled life. If you have not gone out to get your mints, put this in your Easter egg.
Hey, look, that's in the Easter eggs. It'd be folks mad at you.
But this with the cinnamon candy, butterscotch. Even put some candy corn in there. So
oh man, look, they gonna leave the Easter eggs in the park.
Corinthian, listen, one thing I hated was when they had real eggs. I was like, don't nobody want no hard eggs.
I don't care about that color. I don't care just because you made it pink. No. Nobody.
Where's the candy? I want you to go to Dollar Tree, get them multicolored eggs. I don't care if you mix match colors, but put some candy in that egg. Hard boiled eggs, and had us searching for
decoration and stuff. Absolutely not. That egg can stay right there.
Stay right there, Corinthian.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Hey, y'all, Corinthian, let me just tell you one last thing. I played golf today, worst golf outing of my life. I had a horrible day today. But, talking to you has made it better. But horrible. I'll be playing in a couple of tournaments. I'll be playing in a tournament on April 29th. Also, I'll be playing in the Old Dominion alumni golf tournament on May 20th. And then I'll be playing in the Kappa's tournament in June. So I gotta prepare. I gotta get my.
Yeah, you getting your you gotta get the swing back right and everything like that. I got you.
Try.
I got you.
Hey man, but I appreciate you, man. Thank y'all everybody for tuning in. Follow, like, and share. You can follow us on Instagram, also on YouTube at Kicking It with the Kellys. Follow, like, and subscribe and share. That would be great. We're gonna have some Corinthian. Also follow oh Lord,
the Millennial Black
Professor. But she has some merch, Corinthian.
Arthur, man, we try and do it big up on
Corinthian. I saw the shirt, man.
Man, Arthur, man, it come in this around 10 different
y'all
colors.
Y'all sprinkling Lowry's on there, some seasoning.
It's some seasoning and stuff, man. Look, I shared her link, and she got 6 orders the first day she opened it up, man.
Wow.
So shout out to those folks. We appreciate the love and support. And you know, word of mouth helps when we're doing that. So just the share in and of itself sometimes is enough.
Hey, Paul Revere, the British are coming. She's selling shirts. She's selling shirts. Get your dinners. Get your dinners. Hey, appreciate you, man. Hey, until next time, bro.
Yes, sir.
Keep swinging, man. Keep swinging out there. And I'll see you next week. Everybody, y'all have a blessed one, safe one. And we'll see you next time.
All right, bro.
All right, man. You know, it's just some things you can't do no more. And some place you can't go no more. Some things you say you can't say anymore.
On Bourbon Street or not. But
Corinthians said this is oil. It's probably big. What is bigger than oil? This thing is diamonds. Like, it's like so massive.
Not gonna do this with y'all. Y'all not gonna. This is cyberbullying.